Hello, Collective. This is Tab for Artemis Oracle, doing yes or no questions for subscribers only. So, in case you're new or become a subscriber, or you're returning, just in case you forget, upright is yes, reverse cards are no. I hope everybody's having a good day. So, just going through the cards, making sure so I can reset the deck. I haven't used this deck for some time. Okay, so since there's nobody here, I'm just gonna prepare cards and listen to music. Let's see what the collective needs to know at this time. Just for first half the deck. Hello, my name is Tan. This is Artemis Oracle. I'm answering yes or no questions for subscribers. So if you're new here and decide to be a subscriber, a yes or no question will be answered with one card. If the card is upright, it's a yes. If it's reversed, it's a no. Only questions I don't will not answer are those where it has to do with drama. Like, is somebody jealous of me, or is like the petty stuff. I'm not trying to do drama tarot. Okay. Oh, I also do not answer health questions. Medical questions, health or medical questions, legal questions, or questions about, or spying questions, you know. So I'm going to start off with the answer oracle, since no one's here, and then just start a general reading. Oops, a card fell. Ooh, yeah. Ironically, coincidentally, empty. Clean, purify, empty practice. It's like being a blank slate, starting from scratch. New beginning, away. Also purging. It's reminding me of purging too. Koi, perseverance, good fortune, yin and yang, and ambition. Okay. Some of you may be needing to purify, cleanse your energy, cleanse your space, so that you can allow yourself to receive abundance. And what that means is, you know, if you have any negative habits, behaviors, thoughts, or people around you, you may need to move away from them, or move away from those behaviors, so that you can be in a positive, a more receptive place where you can receive good. Because if you're always in a negative mindset, always thinking a negative, always worrying, always stressing, then that's where you will get an abundance of, you know, because that's where your main focus is. I mean, we could go through shit in our life that's stressful, but it's all a matter of how we handle it. Like, are we going to let it get us down, or are we going to like persevere? You know, are you going to let it cause you to be delayed, paused in any way with the yield card coming out? Force, concede, surrender, accept. Some of you may need to accept that there's something that needs to end. And you may not be wanting to do this, but it could be something that's blocking you. That's causing some sort of blockage or delay in abundance. Okay. We got the Passion card, which talks about hobbies, preferences, and interests. Maybe some of you are now interested in something, or you have a passion, and there may be certain limitations that you have imposed on yourself, like certain belief systems or things that are kind of holding you back from pursuing that passion project that you have. But it's like you have to rid yourself of that thought, those belief systems, to allow abundance in it, to allow there to be clarity, allow there to, you know, for you to, like I was saying in the beginning, like blank slate. It could be something that's new to you that you have to learn, but you have to remove certain things that will delay you or pause you in some way. I'm trying to find the right words. That may interfere with you doing that, like pursuing your passion. Let's see what else comes out. What is this all about? What is this all about? What is this in regards to? What is this message in reference to? What this is about? We got 2 cards. Yeah, we're going to purify again with the empty. Empty says clean, purify, empty, practice, and then clean up, sweep, clean, empty, organize. So that, yeah, definitely there's some sort of energetic declutter. Some sort of declutter. This came out yesterday too. I think it's like once you rid yourself of whatever this is that needs to be removed, that needs to be cleansed, decluttered, swept away, that something unexpected and surprising is going to happen, you know? If you're someone who likes to be in control of things too, this is calling for you to surrender, you know, because if you have your hand gripped tightly on the wheel of fortune, all you're doing is slowing it down, slowing its progress, and maybe causing yourself to be off balance. Because whenever I think of yin and yang, it's about balance within yourself, you know? So there may be some sort of balance that you need to find within yourself. And I think like taking time to pause, to reflect, surrender, accept whatever it is that is no longer working for you, and removing it in any way you can, you know, then something unexpectedly amazing, an amazing surprise may happen. It says unexpectedly, another way beyond imagination. And it could have to do with some sort of passion project. I do see something about music, pianos, you know, something transformative is going to happen. It's interesting. Follow your heart. I want to say follow instructions, instigation, faith. Have faith in yourself, but also follow your dreams, follow your passion. You know, it's like whenever you go into something new, where you're learning something new, you can't go in thinking, oh, I'm going to be perfect at this. I'm going to learn this quick, or it's going to come easy. No, it's going to take time. It's going to take practice. So you have to give yourself that grace and understand that you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to get it right the first time. If you do, it's by sheer luck, you know? But sometimes you got to like go into something without any preconceived notions, no expectations. Just be open-minded, like open your mind, and then just see what happens. Go through the process, practice, you know, accept the fact that, you know, you may make mistakes. You know, there may be things that you have to adjust along the way. But then as long as you're continuing to give yourself that grace, that self-compassion and patience, especially if it's regarding a passion project, then something amazing can happen, something fortuitous. And it may happen in an unexpected way. like I said, it's transformative, you know? Maybe you're creating something that transforms something for not only yourself, but whoever is the intended audience or demographic. Yeah, continue to be determined. Determination came out in the split. Go all out, struggle desperately, belief in victory. You have to believe in yourself. Never give up. Never give up. Even though it says to surrender, I think it's surrender any preconceived notions, but continuing to go towards your goals and not let any limitations stop you, pause you in any way. Move past those blockages, you know, any obstacles that you come along the way. So that's what I'm getting from that. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm doing a collective reading right now. Yeah, I was on earlier, but I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to read, because I kind of miss just filming videos. But they don't get that much views. So I know that lives are the best way for me to get more views, to get my message out there, get the message out there. Whatever message I'm being told to share, it's my message is coming from me, but to you. I see a lot of butterflies here. Yeah, follow your heart. Love. Do what you love. Do what makes you happy. Appreciate the experience. Trust the process. Trust the process. Yeah, determined to achieve whatever you're destined for. You're destined for greatness. That's what I'm hearing. Like, destined for greatness. But also continue to be flexible, you know. Oh my God, didn't I say trust the process? Look at that. Process. Journey, growth, path, experience. Yeah. But it's like whatever this journey you're going through, you have to be flexible. Right here, flexible right here. You can't be rigid in your thinking because, like I was saying, if you're gripping tightly and trying to control something, that all you're going to do is delay. You know, you have to go with the flow. You know, learn. If you make mistakes, there's hiccups, obstacles, you just go around it, work through it, grow through it. Is what I heard. Grow through it. I like this. Let me see. I'm going to go into the Moonology deck. I brought because today is supposed to be the new moon in Pisces. So it's about manifestation, which makes sense too, because if you're one that's going to set an intention, especially if it's something that you're passionate about, then you definitely need to remove any unnecessary baggage. You know, release certain things, or have been in the process of releasing things. So I'm going to go into the Moonology deck to get some messages. I have so many. I use too many. I have too many decks. I use whatever I'm called to. But I like the traditional tarot. But it's depending on what I'm called for. But Rider White, that's the one that most tarot readers use. It's the one you have to learn. Because if you don't know Rider White, then you don't know tarot. They're the OG tarot cards. Yes, you have to go through the process. Can't take any shortcuts. Don't skip anything because you might miss something important, an important lesson. So what advice do you have for the collective that resonates with this reading? Lighten up. Last quarter moon in Leo. Lighten up. So this is about purification. This is about emptying. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. I'll mention your mind. But this and this, they work together. Just as long as they're not in what you call it? In conflict. And look, believe in your good luck. That aligns with the koi. You know, believe that things will work out. Just as long as you're trusting the process, you're getting rid of things that don't serve you, anything that may hinder whatever it is that you're going towards. And then the last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings. Work through your feelings. So if there's any emotions or stress or anything that you may be feeling emotionally, that's something that you also have to process. You know, you can feel what you're feeling, but like I say, emotions shouldn't be vacations. You know, they're meant to teach you something. And if you're paying attention, you'll learn the lesson. You'll learn where the emotion is coming from and what you need to change or do on your part to change whatever the emotion, what the trigger is. Because anything that causes you to have an emotional reaction is a trigger. So you have to process that. You have to work through your feelings, believe that you will be fortunate. As long as you continue to have faith, keep your heart open, and you don't allow any baggage, any stress, anything be a burden to you. Remove what you can. Purify your energy, purify your space, purify your mind, your heart. Remove any toxicity in your thinking, or do as much as you can, you know, because it is a process. It's not something that happens overnight. Yeah. It's nice to see you too, H. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to put those cards away. I like those Moonology cards. I'm going to leave them out. And see what else. Let me see. Oh, and the new moon in Aquarius, which we had last month. It says, open up to change. You know, that's about remaining flexible, staying flexible. Staying flexible. Okay, let me go into the Sassy Spirits Oracle deck. Sassy Spirits Oracle deck. So in case you don't know, the Rider-Waite deck is this. This is the traditional tarot. That's the deck that most tarot readers use. That's the one I learned with. But you have to go with the cards that resonate with you. Okay, Sassy Spirits Oracle message. Trust the process. Oh my God, wasn't I fucking talking about this? Trust the process. Tick, tick, tick. Trust the process, but maybe also speed it up a little, you know, because sometimes you know, you could be like, okay, I'm going to go with the flow and let's see what chips fall. But no, you still gotta take some sort of action, you know. But like I said, you cannot try to force anything. With the yield card, it said don't force, right? But let's see. This is supposed to be a separate reading, but it's because I put the other cards away. Trust the process. Okay. La 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 drama. Not every feeling deserves a full cast musical number. Sometimes you're going to experience emotions that you have to work through, but that doesn't mean you have to make a whole like theatrical event out of it, you know? You don't have to be like, look, I'm like that sometimes. So, you know, so I'm not the only one because I know I'm special, but I ain't that special. So nobody's that special, you know, because we all have similarities with each other. In one way or another, we have similarities. We're not all the same, but we have similarities. So not every feeling deserves a full cast musical number. Yeah. Yeah, but sometimes you have to work through your feelings on your own. You don't have to make it like a whole show about it. You go on stage, have the spotlight on you. That's like 2-year-old behavior. No tantrums. Self-regulation. Okay, another one. Astrology isn't a personality disorder. Okay? Just because your sign says that you may have that personality trait doesn't mean that you get away with doing shit, you know? You still have to have tact. You still have to have compassion. You still have to have filters, some sort of filter. You know, you could say things in a way or do things in a way where you don't make your sign, your zodiac sign, whatever you resonate with, be the reason why you're acting like that. It's a component of who we are. It kind of it helps us understand about it. It helps us understand ourselves. I don't know. I'm feeling. I'm getting Leo vibes here because I see the Leo constellation right there. That's the Leo constellation, and maybe Leo or Virgo. Somebody's Leo or Virgo. We do have the lighten up last quarter moon in Leo, so that's interesting. Your higher self is drinking tea and watching you spiral. Yeah, it's time to get your stuff together, you know? Time to get your stuff together. Like, this is where the pause, the yield comes in, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed. Temperance is needed, because I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking temperance. Because that's the angel with the cup. Okay, that's not, I don't think that's, because I'm not getting love vibes here, so that's unrelated. Okay. Let me see. I'm going into a different tarot deck. I think these are upright. Okay. Trust the process, or maybe speed it up a bit. Let's see what that's about. Let's see what that's about. Yes, this is a collective. Hi, Shantae. Oh, Leo North Node. Oh my gosh. I'm a Leo moon. Leo moon over here. Okay, so what is this trust the process? What is this about, Spirit? What does the collective need to trust the process with? Trust the process. Trust the process. Ooh, this could have to do with healing, because there has been some sort of disappointment, sadness, even rejection that you may have experienced, and you have to heal through it, you know? What is this Three of Swords regarding? What is this Three of Swords regarding? What is this Three of Swords regarding? Okay, there may have been some sort of conflict that led to an ending. Yeah, so there may have been something that closed off that ended because there was some arguments, there may have been, I was gonna say deception, but that's not the deception card. But that could be self-deception too. Because with healing, you know, if you're someone who self-sabotages, you may be in the process of changing that aspect of yourself, or it could be that there was some sort of conflict with other people that ended, that caused an ending that was disappointing or sad. Okay. Because I'm going to make this a general. So if that Three of Swords resonates with you, then you know where it came from. You know, it's funny, I split the deck and the Ten of Swords was there. So yeah, there may have been some sort of betrayal or sadness. I mean, not, but well, an ending, it's an ending. There could have been betrayal. Maybe you were expecting something, but they didn't work out the way you expected it to. Because that could be disappointing. Maybe you thought something was going to be resolved in a specific way, and it didn't turn out the way you expected. So what is this? What is this drama the collective may be experiencing? What drama are the collective experiencing? Or may be experiencing, because this may not resonate with everybody. What drama is it? I don't know if someone experienced some sort of humiliation by a group of people. Because when you look at this card, you see her, she's there alone, and then it's like all these people are like behind her. But, you know, I know we said it's about performance and making a big thing out of, you know, like you're making a whole show about something, but it could be like with the Five of Swords too. There could have been some stuff going on with other people. And that's something that you're still healing from. You're in the process of healing from. But I want to know what this drama is. What is this drama regarding? Something, like, see, this is something ending. Some new beginning that didn't come through. Because when something ends, a new beginning, it opens the doors for something new to come in. Oh, I remember, Shantae. I remember. Okay. Something new. See, when you said that, I remember. Okay. If this is the case, there may have been some sort of humiliation, something, an argument, disagreement, or something that happened in the past that kind of left somebody feeling isolated, feeling singled out in a way. And this is the consideration of possibly having a new beginning, you know? Like considering a new beginning or moving away from the drama, like not letting it be a burden to you, because when we have the Moonology card, it says lighten up. So it's like, and keep your heart open. You know, so something may have closed your heart, especially like, look at this. You see the way she is right now? She's protecting herself. She's trying to soothe herself. Okay. But I think this too, if there has been drama going on too, you have to be strategic because the fox is there. You know, the fox is sneaky, but there could be strategic, being very strategic with what you do, resourceful, because they're also resourceful. Anything else about the drama on the Fool? I don't know if somebody tried to make somebody look like a fool. But the Page of Cups, because a page gives messages. They deliver messages. I don't know if somebody said something hurtful, because cups are about emotions. So I don't know if someone said something hurtful, said something to cause drama and cause somebody to want to leave or consider leaving, walking away, wanting to have a new beginning because something's no longer fulfilling. Okay. I don't know if somebody was, because I'm going now to the astrology isn't a personality disorder. And I was joking, like sometimes I like to say I'm a Scorpio, but it's more like, I say it as a joke because people have this idea about Scorpios. They say Scorpios are hypersexual, that they're liars, they're cheaters, they're secretive, whatever the hell they say about us. Okay, so I don't know if somebody has a personality disorder. And I don't know if they say, oh, well, this is my sign and this is why I act like that. They try to use their sign as an excuse, or they may use some sort of diagnosis as an excuse, because people do that. You know? This is a thing I have with psychology, like diagnosis. I feel like sometimes when people get diagnosed with something, they use that as a crutch and as an explanation. No, not as an explanation, but an excuse to act a certain way. You know? No, it's not an excuse. It can explain, but it doesn't excuse you from responsibility. It doesn't excuse you from accountability, and it doesn't excuse you from being a decent human being, regardless of the disorder, you know? You know? That's not an excuse to be a piece of shit, you know? Regardless of whatever disorder it is. So I feel like certain people who don't want to take accountability for their own behavior, they look for reasons or ways that they can blame something else or someone else. So I don't know if there's somebody blaming or somebody not taking accountability for their own actions. I'm not answering questions yet. Naima, I'm doing that later. Right now I'm doing a collective reading. But I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. So astrology isn't, so I don't know if somebody has some sort of something going on with them where they use that as an excuse to be a piece of, or I don't know why I'm thinking pieces. Because maybe somebody was acting shitty, starting drama, maybe trying to get people to go against you. I don't know. Okay, I want to find out this. Got this card. 2 Swords. Say we have someone that, this is about, 2 of Swords is someone being in their head, making some sort of decision. Some sort of decision about something. But it has to do with finances. But this 10 of Pentacles is money. And Knight of Wands. I don't know. Because when you think of 10 of Pentacles, outside of the financial perspective, it's about stability, it's about security. I don't know if someone doesn't feel safe in something that used to be stable and secure. The Knight of Wands here is somebody who goes back and forth. But the way it looks here is like someone like floating away, trying to move away from something. You know, this looks like a very peaceful Knight of Wands, because typically the Knight of Wands looks like he's running back and forth, you know. Like he's always busy. He's on the go. He's very energetic. Like he never stays still, you know. So, but this one looks like some of you may be considering and what direction you should take. Because swords are about thoughts, right? But then, yeah, but he is on a boat and he's rowing away for something. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad this is resonating with 2 people. That's amazing. So yeah, the 10 of Pentacles. I don't know. Some of you are just maybe considering like some leaving, staying. Should you stay, continue to build, continue to stabilize, create a stable foundation, or work on restabilizing something? Or should you move away and look at what your choices are, like what your options are? It doesn't say anything about options here, but you see there's a lot of leaves here, and that indicates growth. So there may be other opportunities for you to do something new, that you can start over. Or maybe there's things that you've done in the past, but that you may want to revisit and invest in, pour into. Okay. You know, now that I think about this, it says your higher self is drinking tea and watching you spiral. And you think about this. This is someone who looks like they're mentally overwhelmed. Like they have too many things going on. They don't know what to do. And it's like, you already know the answer. You know? You already know the answer. If you already know the answer, it's just maybe some of you may be rationalizing it. Rationalizing staying in something. But everybody's situation is different, you know? Your higher self is drinking tea and watching you spiral. It's like it's looking at it like you already know what to do. Why are you running around in circles? Because that's like something the Knight of Wands would do. It's like sit your ass down and think, but not to the point where you're stressing yourself out, but just feel your way through this. You know, like make sense of it for yourself. If it's, I want to know, what is the higher, tell me what the higher self is trying to tell the collective. What is the higher self trying to tell the collective? What is the higher self trying to tell the collective? It's the Two of Pentacles. This is about balance, finding balance, balancing your emotions, balancing your thoughts and your emotions, stabilizing, grounding yourself, weighing the pros and cons. You know, like if you leave something, you know, what are the pros of leaving and what are the cons? You know, it's like maybe you have to be a little, maybe, I was going to say logical, but I think it's like reflect, look at everything, reflect on it, weigh the pros and cons. Weigh the pros and cons of the experience, weigh the pros and cons of staying or going, or what options are available to you. Because Five of Cups is, I think some of you may have already stood on this enough to know what you need to do, and it's to move on. Maybe, I don't want to say move on because it's everybody's situation is different, you know. But this is the thing, like if you like, and I'm thinking about you, Shantae, is because if you created something and then somebody comes in and tries to usurp you, then are you willing to throw away what you've built because of that one person or whoever? Or if that situation is completely tainted to the point where you feel like there's no change in the situation, like there's not going to be any improvement, you know, do you think you're better off starting over, creating something new? You know, that's like something that you have to consider. You know, because I'm remembering what you told me in another collective reading, you know. So it's like you've already invested so much in something, and then now you're at this point where, like, should you stay and try to rebuild it or try to stabilize it, you know, try to get that person, the drama starter or starters out, or should you just exit stage left and start something new? Because whatever this is, and this is just to the collective now, like what used to be fun, what used to feel good, what used to work, it may not be working anymore. And it may be time for you to look at where else can you find, where else can you partner, where else can you work, where else can you team up with people who are like-minded, who see your vision and want to be a part of it, who want to help you build a new vision, you know, build something new. Instead of staying in something that probably has been tainted beyond repair. And everybody's situation is different, you know. Like, what else is the higher self trying to tell the collective? Yeah, is this worth the burden? All the responsibilities, the stress, are you willing to walk away from it and have that new beginning? Or are you willing to work through it, you know, work through the battles, you know, not quit, stand your ground in a way, you know? But ultimately, you have to do what is right for you, what makes you happy, because whatever happened has been disappointing, has probably been demoralizing, especially if it's something that involves humiliation. If someone try to humiliate you in some way, or a group of people try to humiliate you, you know, it's depending on the situation. So some of you deciding to walk away and go towards what will make you happy, that may be the message too, that the Page of Cups is bringing to you. You know, move away from whatever isn't emotionally fulfilling to you and go towards something new, something that you can create. Take the experience, the knowledge, and even the people that don't resonate with whatever's going on in your situation, especially if it's something that's like on your own. Like it's like, because I know Shantae has a group, it's a crew, you know, those people that don't like what's going on, they're like, yeah, let's bounce, let's do something different, let's start something new. We could do it. We did it once, we could do it again. We have a reputation. You know, they could have this thing, maybe it served this purpose, and now we're off to bigger and greater things, you know? But then it's also, do you want to fight to keep what you already are built? You know? So it's like, that's where the choice comes. Start over or fight for what is yours. But ultimately, it's your choice. I feel like, because I looked at the bottom, and look at this. I wanted to show you these 3 cards, but I see there's been deception in the situation. Someone has been sneaky, conniving, you know, because this card, the person looks like they try to do things in shadow, and they probably came out to light. You probably figured out who the person is, the culprit, if it's someone who's the initiator, you know. But it's like, with the Ace of Cups, it's like it's like the beginning of something new, or it could be a renewal, right? But then it's like nurturing what it is you love. It could be creating something new or renewing something that you already care about, that you've already nurtured. But the ultimate goal is to go towards peace. Move away from this deceptive energy, like this, whatever this is, or whoever this is. This is what it's looking like. This looks like to be the advice. Something for you to consider, because ultimately, yeah. And she gave you reason to to not trust her. So you get to decide, you know. Are you gonna let somebody win, or are you just gonna cut your losses? Well, I want to say something else. You probably caught something. You caught somebody doing something, because I said caught. Somebody might get caught. So maybe you won't have to cut your losses. Maybe because someone will get caught. So someone will either get caught, they get revealed for who they are, and they may go away. It may be everyone or whatever. You moving away from the person that has been a troublemaker. But it's towards like, okay, let's do this over. Like, it depends on the situation. It could be you moving away from the deception or the negativity, the drama, and then going towards nurturing what it is that you care about, because it's something new, or you just like, or you starting something new that you really care about. Or it could just be like you renewing something that you care about and driving somebody else away. So that you could, because sometimes you have to be the fox. You had to outwit the fox, you know? You had to be strategic, like someone said. Sometimes, because that's what the Seven of Swords is too. This is about you playing someone at their own game, you know? But like doing this to a point where you don't tamper your own reputation. The word tamper, it's like you preserve your own reputation while in the process revealing somebody who has been trying to undermine you or usurp you in some way. You know, this was, you know, I was watching this thing about, yeah, it seems like that's like the safest thing to do. Yeah, to work for yourself. Because, yeah, it could be a solo project, too. Because you see the Queen of Pentacles, she's, like, so, like the Queen of Pentacles is someone who nurtures what she cares about, you know? And when you care about something, you love it, you know? So this looks like a new beginning with something that you care about. It doesn't have to be romantic, because I'm not getting romantic vibes here, you know, at all. You know, but it may resonate with somebody in a romantic way, but I'm not getting that at all. So it's like you have a choice. You fight for what you want, what you nurtured and created and built, or you move away and start and create something new. You know? But either way, whatever you choose, it's going to be the right decision for you, because the goal is to be free of the drama, or just free of the stress in whatever way it comes to you. And if whatever it is, it's like, know that things are on your side. When I look at the cards, lighten up, You know, don't let this get you down, because we did see the Ten of Pentacles. That's burdens. Don't let this challenging moment, this obstacle, be a burden to you. Keep your heart open. Don't allow this experience or situation to cause you to close your heart, especially if you're someone who's very caring or passionate. Don't let it dim your flame in any way. Also believe that whatever you decide to do, it's going to work out in your favor, because you are putting your heart and soul into it. But then if there are changes that you want to make, and it could even have to be changes that have to be made within the situation itself, after, if there is like a dramatic person or moves away, there's still damage that person has caused, and there needs to be changes that need to be made. So it's like, open up to the changes, open up to change. Because like situations like this, they reveal people for who they truly are and their intentions. And it's not only the person that could have instigated this, but even the people around, you know, the people you thought were your friends, you know, the people that you thought were, that had your back, you know, this happens for a reason. And then remember, in the beginning of the reading, we had not the purify card. It was, oh God, what was the card? It was basically purify, empty, you know, empty. No, not yet. It's empty. Okay, I like this. I mean, it's like, I like whatever you decide to do is basically, it's the right thing for you to do. You know, whatever decision you make is the right one for you. Because you know your situation more than I do, and you know the way to navigate it. You know all the key players, you know how each person moves, and you know how to maneuver around them, you know? You have that advantage. I feel like when I look at this angel, it's like saying, you know what you gotta do. Why are you playing dumb? Like, okay, I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful. Yeah. That was an interesting reading. But whatever you do, just know you're doing the right thing for yourself, you know? Because, and however it works out, there's a lesson in that, you know? But it's also a matter of having faith, you know? Like I said, you have the upper hand, you have the advantage. Okay, I'm glad that the message resonates. Let's see. I don't know, should I do another general reading, a collective reading? Should I do another general collective reading? Because I don't know, like sometimes when I do the yes or no, it gets a little tiring, you know? But I like how this message came out too. And I kind of miss just doing a regular tarot reading. So I'm already figuring out like how can I start doing tarot readings for individuals. You know, I just got to figure out like the costs and the payment, how to receive payment. I mentioned this before. I'm still like trying to figure it out because, you know, there's a lot of things. Yes. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to like creating a business, you know, starting a business, and which I think is what I'm meant to do. At least according to my birth chart. And it's something that I've always thought about. I always saw myself having a business. I just never had faith in myself, you know, and then, but doing this, I feel like it's because the things that I thought about doing were not right for me. And this is right for me. I feel like this is right for me. Okay, so should I do another general reading? Because I have love cards. I have my love oracle deck. I could do another sassy spirit oracle reading, another answer oracle reading. Let me know. Find a balance. That card flew out. Find a balance. I could do a moonology reading too. So if I do moonology with either oracle deck, I will go to tarot to clarify. I'd rather do a general, honestly. I want to do a general reading. I want to do moonology because they said that we have the new moon tomorrow, and this is about setting intentions. And this deck is about manifestation. So depending on the cards, I could go into the book, read from them, see what the messages are, but not the whole message, because that would be a lot of reading. And I think I've proved that I know how to read. I did all that reading or whatever. So let's do moonology. Okay. I think I might have to change the title of the live. So what moonology messages does the collective need to know at this time? Spirit, angels, guides. What moonology messages does the collective need to know at this time? First, oh my God, look at this card came out. Full moon in Libra, find a balance. You saw that card flew out, and I shuffled this deck. Okay, it was meant to come out. Some of you may already have Libra in your chart. It's funny because we're all entering, oh crap, those cards fell. We're entering Aries tomorrow, and Aries, the opposite of Aries is Libra. You know, and Aries is a very fiery energy. It's self-starting energy. It's passionate. It's adventurous. Because it's the first zodiac sign of it's the first zodiac sign. And so tomorrow's the first day of the astrological new year, in case you didn't know that. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So it starts off the astrological new year. And it makes sense too, because if you think about January 1st, and January 1st is like when you want to start, it's basically you're starting off a calendar new year, right? And then that's when you have your intentions or your resolutions and you want to, but then this is what I love about like the lunar new year. That's another new year. So if you fucked up in the January 1st, then you have another chance with the lunar new year, which was in February, I think February 17th, we had the lunar new year. And then now we're having the astrological new year tomorrow. So it's like we're getting all these opportunities to restart. It's like, and if you really think about it, it's like any day is an opportunity to restart. You know, you don't have to wait for a new year to do anything. You could just wait for a new day or decide to make a change at this moment, because all it is a decision, you know? All right, so, but it makes sense because, with the Aries energy, is very fiery and stuff, and sometimes you may feel, you get a surge of energy and you want to go. But the thing is, it's like you also have to find a balance, especially if you're being pulled in different directions. And say like you have a lot of interest, something that you want to start, you have a lot of things that you want to start that are new to you, but you could get overwhelmed. So that's where the balance needs to come in. So it's like taking stock of what you can do, what you have the time and energy to do, and make sure that you're not burning yourself out in any way, you know, because this is essentially like a new year in astrology. Okay, let me see what else comes out. All right, quarter moon in Sagittarius. Believe in your good luck. See, this card came out again. Believe in your good luck. Believe in your good luck. Sagittarius is fire sign energy too, with Aries, but we have Libra here. So remember, fire and air are the opposites of each other. Just like water and earth are the opposites of each other. That's masculine energy. Fire is masculine energy, if you didn't know that. It's that drive, that passion, desire. One more card, please, for the collective. And then also, work through your feelings. I swear, didn't this card come out? Was that earlier today? Look at that. It says last quarter moon in Aries. Work through your feelings. Work through your feelings. And the bottom, look, new moon in Aries. Oh my God, tomorrow's the new moon in Aries. Oh no, today is it. I think tonight. New moon in Aries. Look at that. Go for it. There's something that you've been considering doing. Like I said, that like this energy is like you're getting a lot of like the surge of energy that may be inspiring you, motivating you to do something new. And it's like what they say, like run with it. You got to run with it. You know, don't let this energy, this surge, go to waste. I don't know if anybody knows the 5-second rule that Mel Robbins, I think she created that, or she mentioned that. I don't know if she created it, but it's about when you think of something, you feel inspired to do something, start it within the 5 minutes. Do whatever you can within that 5 seconds, you know? Not 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Just to get started, you know, because sometimes when you get that surge of inspiration or that sudden inspiration and you start on something, you don't know how far you will go because you don't know how long that will last. So you don't want to let that epiphany or idea or the motivation, the sudden motivation that you receive to go to waste. So it's like if you think of something, you could start looking up whatever it is, you know, start doing research if it's something new to you, some like that came to you, like, and you're like, okay, how do I do that? That's like the first step. If it's something that you already have an idea about and you probably have done it before, then you already know the steps. So you just start the process, you know? Another thing is work through your feelings. Like there may be certain emotions that may be coming up too. You may feel the desire to want to, like you said, work through your feelings through therapy. You know, because certain things you can't do on your own. Maybe some of you are having that realization that you need to ask for help because you probably have found it hard to find a balance, especially if you've been going through some emotional challenging circumstances. But then you allowing yourself to purge yourself in a way, because when you go through therapy or you do anything on your own, it could be journaling, it could be just dancing, writing, whatever it is that helps you with your feelings, it's what's going to allow you to find balance. It's going to help you recalibrate in some way. And that recalibration is like a reset that can, in turn, allow you to feel like you can start something new, like you feel invigorated, reinvigorated, like you have the energy, the passion, like it could be restored to you. Because sometimes when you're going through stuff that's challenging, like emotions can extinguish a flame. It could extinguish your passion. It could cause you to not lose motivation, you know? Even give up hope, lose hope, you know? That's why it's important to work through your feelings. Whatever you're feeling, it's important for you to process your feelings, because it's a matter of understanding. Because remember, our feelings, they teach us, they show us, they remind us, you know, what isn't good for us, what makes us happy, what makes us sad, what disappoints us, what hurts us, you know, what elates us, excites us, you know. And when you're in touch with your feelings and you're able to identify them and identify the triggers, because remember, even if you get happy, that's a trigger too. Something happens in order for you to feel happy, you know? So something could trigger happiness or something could trigger sadness. But whatever the feelings are, and most people have to work through the negative feelings, the sad feelings, the depression, the anxiety, the overwhelm, the stress. That's something that needs to be worked through. How come we never had to work through, why am I so happy? We never asked ourselves. Sometimes people do that, especially if they've experienced a lot of unhappiness in their life, you know? Okay. All right, let me clarify. I want to clarify each message, each card. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Rodrigo. I don't know if I said hi to anybody else. I said hi to each. To Tarot Journey. Hi, Tarot Journey. How are you? Hi, wonderful. Hi. Did I say hi to you, Christy? I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to you. Hi, Christy. And Naima. I don't know who's here, but whoever's here, thank you for sticking with me. I'm grateful to have you here. I'm grateful to be able to read for you. I was considering not even coming on because I was tired, you know. But This feels good to do just a regular tarot reading. Okay, so full moon in Libra, what is the find a balance? Can you tell us about what? Finding a balance? What is this find a balance in regards to? That'd be so funny, the Justice card comes out, or any card that has a scale on it, or Temperance. Hi, good luck. Okay, we have Death. Yeah, there's some sort of transformation that's happening, and sometimes that can be unsettling. And because if it's something that you haven't, it's not a transformation that's within your control, that can cause some sort of imbalance, you know, because it's like, oh God, what's happening? But Nine of Cups, it's like, whatever this ending is, it's what's going to allow some sort of wish fulfillment to come in, you know? So it's like maintaining some equilibrium within yourself, maintaining some sort of emotional and mental balance. So, and hold on to your happiness, you know, like they say, hold on to your hats, hold on to your happiness. But, you know, that may be the challenge too, because when you're going through something something's ending, not all endings are positive, but sometimes they could result in some sort of wish fulfillment, you know, because we had the empty card, you know, and we had the purify card, and we had the other card that indicated like creating space, you know. So it's like something's ending, but it's creating space for something that's meant for you. But it's all a matter of you finding balance through the ending, through the transition, because death is a transition. Oh my gosh. We have the Magician, which has to do with manifestation. The Tower, something shocking, unexpected happens, you know. Ten of Wands, burdens, and King of Swords. So it's like seeing clarity, learning from your experiences, moving forward, walking away from burdens, stress, releasing the burdens, releasing the stress, you know, clearing your mind, finding clarity within yourself, being honest with yourself, honest with other people, you know. Maybe your honesty is what's causing some sort of ending too. It's like, I'm not taking your shit anymore. So you need to bounce. Like your ass has the hiccups. That's a Timberland song. I don't know if anybody knows that song from Timberland. But I feel like some of you are maybe some of you are manifesting this ending. You know, you're manifesting something, some sort of completion, an end of a cycle, right? But for your benefit, for your happiness, for you to go towards your happiness, like dropping all the wands, releasing the burdens, and having a clear, direct view, or what I want to say, it's like a vision. That's what I want to say, a clear, direct vision. Because it's like whatever this is, the wands are obstacles. What are mountains? Obstacles. So this is you overcoming something. So as long as you're able to overcome the burdens, the stress, the obstacles, the challenges, then that's where the happiness is. That's where the ending is coming from. And it's going to allow some sort of manifestation to come in. Because remember, we're clearing space, you know? You're clearing space. Hi, Michelle. How are you? So believe in your good luck. What is this believe in your good luck? What does the collective need to believe in your good luck? What's this message? Believe in your good luck. Four of Pentacles. All right, let me get more. This is so funny because, you know, when you think of good luck, right? You think of the Wheel of Fortune, right? The Wheel of Fortune came out. Well, if you know anything about tarot, you know, and this card is in the upright, you know, this is like a really good card to have show up in a reading, especially if it's in the upright, you know. But Wheel of Fortune also talks about change, right? So there may be a change in a work environment. There may be a change after there's some sort of conflict. You may be seeing conflict happening and you may like be keeping your distance from it. So like you may be holding back from engaging in the conflict. You know, like you're standing your ground, you're like stable, but you're like peeking and watching what's going on. Or maybe you've done something and you're just waiting to see how the chips may fall. Like some of you may have taken a chance and did something a little risky that could have worked out in your favor or not. And you see the sword and you see the bow there. It's like because this is about winning at all costs. So you probably are thinking about making a strategic move that is going to end up in your favor, And it may have to do with work. It may have to do with a collaborative team activity or group activity, something like that. I hope that makes sense. Okay, with the Queen of Swords coming up. It's about honesty, clarity, truth, compassion, because even the Queen of Swords has a heart. But she doesn't let her heart dictate her actions. She doesn't let her heart guide her. She's more logical, She is in touch with her heart, but she's logical about it, Some of you may be considering staying to yourself, during this process, during this transition. That may be what's recommended, And I do think here that, I don't know, some of you really do need to take time to yourself because you see there's a solo figure there. I mean, most of the cards do have a solo figure, but both of these people look like they're meditating, So that could be something that you consider doing too. Because like whatever this is that you decide whatever strategic move that you decide to do, you're probably going to be shocked how it's going to turn out for you. And that's why you need to hermit, because shit is going to be moving very, very quickly. This is whatever is happening is going to be happening fast. And like I said, like the energy, and you don't want to let that go to waste. But also you do need to maintain balance and not let it like burn you. You don't want to burn out either, Yeah, that's the most important thing. Because we know how to establish boundaries when it comes to like saying no. But like when our energy too, like there may be things leaking, That could be part of the healing too. So Page of Pentacles, work through your feelings, take time to reflect. You see how he's laying there looking at the daisy? Like, it's like he's looking at something, mulling something over. Even though a Page of Pentacles is someone who's coming with a gift, a small token, a message, a value. But I feel like it's you evaluating something, seeing the worth through something. Is this something that's worth me feeling like this? With the work through your feelings. Is this worth me feeling whatever it is you're feeling? Insert emotion, Because not everything is, like, remember the card earlier with the drama? Not everything is worth a whole production. You don't need to, like, a reaction, emotional reaction or anything. It's like that. It's like you have to decide, like, is whatever you're mulling over, whatever you're reflecting on, whatever you're considering, is it worth the emotions that you're experiencing, Look at that. It's about remaining stable and grounded within yourself, having faith in yourself, nurturing yourself, caring for yourself. Even having faith in remember we had the higher self is drinking tea as you spiral, like having faith in your higher self, but also having faith on higher source. Excuse me, over something that has been, I hate when I burp, but that happens while I'm channeling, which is so gross. Hi, Sonia, how are you? Hi, Michelle again. Whatever has been a source of anxiety, stress, sleepless nights, it may have been a nightmare experience. It's like, is this worth the feelings that you're experiencing? Is it worth continuing to put yourself in this situation where you're feeling these things? And like it says, work through your feelings. Like the way I look at this card is like someone who is like being so compassionate with themselves, or compassionate with, like what our emotions, they're so raw and they're primal, right? And you see there's this beast, this huge beast. Our emotions, if we allow it to, it could become a monster, right? It could be a beast that controls us, And if you think about the strength card, someone is taming the lion. So in this way, you see how this person is taming the bull. You know, it's like you're grounding yourself, centering yourself. Is this worth what I'm feeling? Is this worth the stress? Is this worth the anxiety? You know? Let's see what else comes out for work through your feelings. Okay. We have the Emperor. This is about taking control, you know. The Emperor, he does have emotions. He does have a heart. He cares. But the thing is, it's like some things are not worth wasting our emotional energy, you know. Not some things are small. Like a page, he comes in with something small, you know. So don't make a mountain out of a molehill, you know. It could be that, because sometimes, like with the drama earlier, but sometimes you have to reflect on whatever it is, like, because you see the way he is. He's laying there. He looks like he's reflecting. He's like examining something. Some of you may be doing that, and that's how you work through your feelings. So that's examining the emotion, you know, because remember, our energy, our love, our time, those are also precious resources that are, priceless. They're priceless. They're priceless resources that we have. But the Seven of Pentacles, like reflecting. This is about reflecting. See, it's about reflecting. Is this worth it? You know, is it worth it? But then it's also mastery, taking control, authority, you know, working through your feelings, mastering your emotions, mastering your thoughts, mastering your 3D world, you know. So I want to know, I wanted to know what go for it is. The Six of Swords is at the bottom of the deck, but I want to see what the go for it is. That's at the bottom of the deck. New Moon in Aries. Okay, go for it. What is this go for it? You got the Three of Swords. Go for it. Why is the Three of Swords with the go for it card? Why is the Three of Swords with the go for it card? One more, please. Lord. Yeah. See, the three, go for it. Heal. Nurture. Take care of yourself. Ground yourself. You know, overcome this period of lack, scarcity, abandonment, whatever the Three of Swords is for you, right? And move away from that feeling. Move away from those thoughts, those self-limiting thoughts, those beliefs. Move away from something that has proven itself to not be worthy, you know, because the way I read this is about worthiness. It's not only about what you have in your earthly possessions, but remember, like, if you don't really value yourself, how will you be able to see value in anything? You know, it starts from within. How can you love somebody else if you don't love yourself? You know, it all starts from within. So this is you moving away from anything that has caused you to feel unworthy, to feel like you don't deserve, anything that's made you feel like you're lacking in something or lacking in some way. And having faith and taking care of yourself, grounding yourself, grounding your thoughts, grounding your emotions, moving away from what has been emotionally disappointing or lacking of emotion. And let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, Page of Wands. And stop overthinking. I think it's like the Page of Wands is someone young. So it's like whatever you want to go for that's new to you. Remember what I mentioned about Aries energy? And then that 5-second rule, like you get an idea, you got to follow through with it. Like don't let that motivation, that inspiration pass you by within the 5 seconds, because then you'll lose the momentum in some way. I've done that before. I kind of fell off the wagon. Shit works, you know, like if you have to do something, like something pops up in your mind to do, you get started on it and you don't know where it's going to end up. So go for it. But then this is about being open to learning, being open to new experiences, open to being inspired. But then you see the Eight of Swords is about like, just open up your mind. Don't trap yourself anymore. Free yourself from this so that you can have the Ace of Wands, which is the new beginning, the new passionate beginning, the new creative spark, the new passion ignited within you, the motivation, the drive, desire to build, to grow, to prosper, you know, to bloom, you know. So it's like, once you heal from the disappointment, the grief that you've experienced, and you're able to find balance within yourself, because the Hierophant is grounded, you know. So when you're grounded, you're balanced within yourself. You know, you don't let anything, like it says, there's this thing I like to say, it's like, you don't let anything ruffle your feathers, you know. But it's like, once you're able to overcome this overthinking, the thoughts, the memories, ideas that are limiting to you, that trap you, you're able to move towards this new beginning, move towards freedom, close out that cycle that has been disappointing, and allowing yourself to move from the Eight of Cups energy towards wish fulfillment, right? So we have the Eight of Cups walking away, and this is the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. But it's also a manifestation, you know? So I don't know if some of you are wanting to manifest something new for yourself, but it's like, I gave you the message already. I hope this is helpful. Oh my gosh. Yeah, go for it. But I want to read very quickly, since we are having the new moon, I want to know what the new moon message for that card is. And then I'll read that, because I think it's relevant, because I was talking about the new moon and it came out. And you know what's funny? The new moon in Aries. Oh, no. We're having the new moon in Pisces, right? New moon in Aries. Aries, the season is tomorrow, right? But the new moon in Aries, it might be April. I think it's April, around April. Because technically, if you think about it, this new moon, it's kind of like it's Pisces and Aries. You know, because tomorrow is Aries season, but then we have the new moon tonight. Come on, think about it, right? So it's kind of like it's a new moon in Aries as well. But Aries season and Libra season, they're the opposites of each other. So when you have the new moon in Aries, the next phase after new moon or before a new moon is the full moon, and the full moon in Libra. So those time frames, I want to look up the time frames too, because I like looking up those dates. Full moon in Libra and then Aries. We're going to look up those dates because they may be significant. And I'm going to read the new moon card. The mindset that you have to have is, when you're going to go for something, is be driven, determined, take action, ditch faint-heartedness. It's like, don't allow your fears or your limiting thoughts stop you from going after what it is you want. And it says, call in Archangel Ariel, who is associated with spring and is wonderful to appeal to when you need courage. Oh yes, because it's about courage. You know, when you're starting something new, you need to be courageous. You know, you have to, what they said, glory favors the brave. Call in the energy of the planet Mars, which guides the sign of Aries. There's some magic stuff. I don't know if anybody does magic, so I'm not going to read it. But anyway, this card heralds good news. Opportunities abound, and the outlook is positive. Go through the doors that are opening up to you. There's every reason to believe you'll create what you want, which is the Magician. Even if you feel a long way from your goal, keep going and be courageous. Chase your dreams with childlike enthusiasm and expect your desires to be satisfied. Don't sit around making plans, which is like the overthinking, intellectualizing something, like overthinking something, over dissecting, all that. Don't sit around making plans. Do take action. This is crucial. Chase your goal, believe in divine timing, and love, make the first move if you dare. And financially, be proactive. You know, this card is an especially good sign if you need more courage or determination, or if you're chasing someone or something. So if there's something or someone that you want, it's saying go for it. you know, glory, is it fortune favors the brave or is it glory favors the brave? You can let me know in the, the chat. You can let me know in the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna close out that reading. I hope that Moonology reading was helpful to whoever it resonated with. I hope it resonated with anybody, or just give you some insight, advice, something to think about. That's the whole point of me doing tarot readings, you know? Okay, let me see what time it is. All right. Okay, I need to take a little break because I've been reading for the last hour, well, over an hour. So let me take a little break and I'll be right back to answer yes or no questions. So I'm gonna mute this and then I'll be right back. Give me Okay, I'm back. Thank you so much for being patient. I needed a little potty break. Okay, so if anybody has a question, you may put it in the chat right now. Yes or no? If the card's upright, it's a yes. If it's no, it's a reverse card. Okay? So it's only yes or no questions. So the first question I see is from Eve. Hi, Eve. How are you? No, it's not a full moon. It's a new moon. It's a new moon. Okay. Hi, Razia. How are you? Hi, Nade. Let's see. Okay, so I see a question because if you want a question, you want me to answer a question, put it in the chat now because it'll be too much for me to go all the way up to the chat to see what your questions are. So Eve, I don't know if you're still there, Eve, but let's read for Eve just in case. Does Steve have feelings for Oh, it looks like it's a no. And with the sun being in reverse, I don't know if there's something going on with Steve that has him feeling unhappy, where he feels like he's unfulfilled. He's just like going through some stuff. But it's looking like he doesn't have feelings. But I looked at the bottom of the deck and that indicates that he may have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of burdens. So usually when people have a lot of responsibilities and burdens, they're very stressed. They're very distracted. So at the very least, he may not have feelings at this moment because he may be stressed, distracted by other things, other responsibilities and burdens in his life. So I hope that's helpful, Eve. Okay, does anybody else have a yes or no question? Let's see. Does anybody have a yes or no question they'd like me to answer? They like to ask that they want me to answer. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Does anybody have any yes or no questions they would like me to answer? Thank you for those who have subscribed, who have liked this live chat. Thank you for joining. Okay, does David have more positive feelings towards Mira? Does David have does David have more positive feelings towards Mira now? Does David have more positive feelings towards Mira now? That card flew out of the deck and it landed on its side like this. It's looking like it's a no. Mira, I don't know what's going on, but the way I read Five of Pentacles is like someone not feeling good about themselves, someone that's not feeling confident in themselves, somebody that may be having money troubles, maybe feeling abandoned, isolated, alone. But it's like, it's a no, because it's reversed. So I don't know if there's like something's changing, there's something changing going on, but it's a no right now. Mira, I'm sorry. Okay, Razia. Okay, Christy. Okay, Christy wants to know about a furnished room. Will that be a good decision for Christy to take the furnished room? Would be a good idea for Christy to take this furnished room? It's saying no. I feel like that it's saying hold back from putting your money towards something. So don't It's saying no. Because maybe something better may come along for you, Christy. Because it's saying no, but this is like the hold back card. So it's like telling you to hold back. It doesn't look like it's a good decision to take the furnished room. I hope that helps. Okay, Razia. Okay, this horse head, Miss Razia. Miss Shed, Miss Razia. Miss Shed, Miss Razia. Miss Shed, Miss Razia. Okay, good. It's saying no with the Nine of Pentacles. Is this the card that you got yesterday too? Like, this is like, I don't know if there's like, he got a lot of stuff going on. He's fighting a lot of battles, or he's fought a lot of battles, and right now he's like, he's maybe overwhelmed, maybe stressed, maybe healing. But it's saying no, Raziel. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's not happy. Yeah, did that card come out yesterday too? You're welcome, Razia. Because I don't know, I remember seeing the Nine of Pentacles coming out. Okay, does anybody else have a question? Yeah. But the way that card is, the Four of Pentacles like that, is like you may have felt cramped. Because you saw how he was like that. So it's funny that the card also visualizes like holding on to something, but it's also looking like you're restricted too. Because that's what that card represents too, restrictions. You know? Okay. Let me see. What's the collective? No collective, Tanya. You already did the collective readings. I think I did like 3 readings and I enjoyed it. Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to ask a yes or no question? I'm going to see. I'm going to open this up. Okay, so does anyone else want to ask a yes or no question? Give somebody an opportunity. Remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only, and somehow, which I'm very grateful for, it resonates. So it's very validating for me as a tarot reader, you know. So let's see. So I'm going to hold off on that. Oh gosh, it's 8 o'clock. Okay. Since I don't have any takers, is there anyone else that would like to ask a question? Another yes or no question? Does anyone want to ask a yes or no question? I have no takers. No takers. Hi, Vanilla. How are you? Does anybody want to ask a yes or no question? Are you in no contact or? I'm doing good. I did some 3 lovely readings that resonated with the viewers, which is very satisfying for me to be able to help in some way, in some small way. Okay. Will Vanilla and her partner be able to talk tonight? Will Vanilla and her partner be able to talk tonight? Have you reached out to them? Because that could be the answer. You could answer the phone and then there, you know? Vanilla. Will her partner be able to speak tonight? Will they be able to talk tonight? Will her be able to talk tonight? You're saying yes. You have a yes. And maybe a very short conversation if you have one. Because this card wanted to come out in the reverse. So it's like it's teetering towards yes, right? But it may not be a very long conversation. It may be a conversation where you may feel like you're not satisfied, you know? Okay. I wonder if people ask serious questions. That's, you know, you're welcome, Vanilla. Okay. Okay. Will H's ex want to take her out, meet her for coffee and cake? Oh no. Oh no, I'm talking about H's question. Because, like, I'm not sure. It's saying you got a yes, H. No, I know you. I know you. We're good. We're good and all. But this H is saying yes. Yeah, I know you. It's saying yes with the Justice card. I don't know if somebody's a Libra or something. Let me see. Okay. Oh, wow, the Justice card came up. That's a Libra card. Oh, we're not like twins. We're not like twins at all. There's no one like me. Unless you're saying he's like your twin. Okay, does anybody else have a yes or no question? Are you Armand, Benish? Benish, are you Armand? Is your name Armand? Okay. All right. Will Armand have his own house? 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 Okay. Will Armand have his own house? Will Armand have his own house? Anybody know? You're free to put in a question in the chat. Okay. Will Armand have his own house? You have the Hierophant card. It's saying yes. I feel like if you're worried about it, it's saying there's no need for you to worry. Just have faith that things will work out. But yes, you're getting that yes for getting a house, Armand. I hope that helps. Okay, let's see. All right. Hi, Jenny. Will the situation Jenny is in come to an end soon? Will the situation Jenny is in come to an end soon? Will the situation Jenny is in come to an end soon? Will the situation that Jenny is in come to an end soon? I'm not. It's saying no. I don't know if because you're resisting. I don't know if it's because you're resisting it or this resistance coming from the other side, you know? Because it's saying no. And remember, I didn't say this in the beginning, but I read for the current energy. So currently it's saying no, that it's not going to end soon. And this is a 9 though. So I feel like there might be one thing that is causing there to be a stalemate, is what I want to say. Yeah. You're welcome, Manish. Well, you're welcome, Jenny. Okay. Should age go for a small job opportunity? For the small job opportunity. Should age go for the small job opportunity? Should age go for the small job opportunity? It's saying yes for you. But it's a yes, but you got the 10 of swords, so do with that as you may. I don't know, maybe you're closing out something, ending something to start something new. But yeah, it's saying yes for you. Okay, let's see. Let me just respond to this message. Okay. Okay, you're welcome, H. Let me see something here. What is that? Okay, I'm gonna end this live now because I'm ready to eat my dinner. So I hope everybody has a good evening, a good day wherever you are. And thank you so much for joining, for subscribing, and allowing me to read for you. And yeah, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.